Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. I decided to do another little pre-lockout video. Obviously, it works well because there's no Thursday night footy. I did see a comment someone left that who was it? Oh, I can't remember the name, unfortunately, but someone left a comment saying that the Women's State of Origin game 1 was on tonight, which I would have remembered, but I forgot about it at the time. So at least there's some footy. It's always good fun to watch the females game as well. So there is at least something for us to watch, but it makes it easier to do another video before the Thursday night game. We got to wait another full day. Friday night, the first game kicks off at 6 p.m. So we get a little bit longer to sort of get latest news and updates, and there's already been one big one, which I thought I would do a video mainly for this. There's a couple of comments as well we'll talk through, but the big one, Reese Walsh is now out of this game Magic round, which it throws a big spanner in the works. Also, I want to get to Joey Manu, the man himself, comments. So thank you, Joey Manu. Why not go Cleary to Brown via Brooks? And yes, that is... for some reason, I completely forgot to do... Well, not forgot. I just didn't even think to do it. So I appreciate the comment there because that is actually a much more sensible way to do it. Well... Yes and no. Yeah, it is just better to do it like that. Like I guess the point is that do you even want to keep Brooks for an extra week? But he's got a lowish break even. He might it's a weird one. They're taking on the Broncos. Manly don't have Tommy Trbojevic. It's not like... It's not even like Brooks has really scored that many more points from Tom. He's got a few, but I don't know. With Kohler now out the back, like Kohler is like a first and foremost just ball running fullback. So if Brooks finds a few passes out the back and Kohler slices through, obviously the Broncos without Reese Walsh, it doesn't necessarily change up their defensive line too much. If anything, maybe they're a little bit sturdier at the back. I don't know. Cobbo's going to move to fullback. But I think, yeah, it makes more sense. And also this way, we can... If Nico Hines is ruled out and we don't want to take an AE, we can obviously play Luke Brooks. Hopefully we know... it's going to be a bit of a pain. I'm just hoping that the Sharks... release it on fucking Friday afternoon. I guess it is a 24-hour they gotta do a 24-hour cut, so we should know, but I will change that straight away because at the end of the day it's yeah, this is just the smarter way to do it. It makes a lot more sense. So fuck, what are we doing? Okay, yeah, bring Brooks back in, trade out Cleary, swing Brooks up. That's why Brooks has been good for me, dude. He's obviously, the scoring has been underwhelming, but at least he's provided good versatility and at times has been sort of important. Oh my god, how are we doing this? Okay, there we go. That's how we do it. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. It provides, because Cleary does have to go. I think, yeah, I guess you could say you could just hold him, but there's really no point in holding him. Now it's just a matter of, yeah, we can wait. Obviously, I can wait a week on Sam Walker, because I guess originally what was going to happen if, well, it's fucking now it's changed up things more because I was going to vice captain Reese Walsh, obviously. I was going to vice captain Reese Walsh and captain, I was going to captain Holmes. I've got to, God, this is so confusing. So now I've got to, I guess the way it was going to work, that was going to happen. And if Reese Walsh got a score that was good enough, then it wouldn't have mattered if Hines was, it probably would have been good if Hines was ruled out, honestly, because then I could have got a free loop from that. But now, if my vice captain doesn't go well, and Nico Hines is ruled out, then obviously I can just swing Brooks into halfback because I think he can probably score well enough. Yeah. I guess the question is, if we don't get confirmation before kickoff, before the Manly kickoff, do I play Brooks over Hines? Obviously keep Hines as like a reserve, just in case. Because is Brooks... Yeah, you probably do, because if Hines is ruled out, then you get an AE, and it could be a little bit of a shocker with maybe a Gagai scoring poorly, but I'll take on the Cowboys. So I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts. But now that we got that out of the way, like, yeah, it's I do appreciate the comment, because I honestly forgot all about Brooks being dual. And then we can, obviously, when Brown gets dual, I did see a comment as well that someone was asking when Brown gets dual, and it should be, yeah, it'll be before round 12 kicks off, obviously. So round 11 this week, Brown will get it next week, but he'll get it before, obviously, round 12 starts. So you can bring him in at halfback next week before lockout, obviously. And then we have to make the decision of what do we do at halfback. I mean, honestly, we could keep Brooks. He doesn't play round 13, but I don't know. Sam Walker, I'm still not that keen on Walker. It's just the fact that they take on a very depleted Cowboys team in round 13, so it is a good matchup for Sammy Walker. Even, I mean, he can go low, but just having those high upside guys in the bye it's very important. Well, it's important. It definitely is important, because you get your highest scoring 13. So if he goes off, then it's a big boost for you. Because, I mean, a lot of people will get Walker, but he's not going to be... I don't think he's going to be massively owned. Could be wrong. I don't know. He probably... I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see the ownership after, like, this week, with Hines potentially getting ruled out and Cleary obviously being out. Hughes still injured. I guess we could wait on like a Hughes to come back. I don't know. There's a lot going on, but now we have the versatility to decide what we're going to do there. Now, the other question we have to ask ourselves is, what do we do with Walsh? Now, when I originally bought Walsh in a few weeks ago, I sort of had planned that I was going to trade him out over Origin, but looking at the Broncos Origin draw, it's actually pretty good for Origin players, because they're two buys. Let's have a look. They wouldn't have played round 13 anyway. Missed round 13, then they play 14, and honestly, well, with the Broncos injuries and stuff, it was sort of like, well, Walsh will probably have to back up. Then they play 15, they miss 16, and then they play 17. He'll miss 19, but it's pretty good for the Broncos. So the more I was looking at it, I'm like, if he starts going pretty well, then you probably just hold him and hope that he he's good to back up. But now with, like, just the fact he's out injured this week, like, it's Magic Round. He's getting, like, it's not a rest, but it's obviously, like, from all reports, it's not like obviously not a serious knee injury. But what's this, like, the fact that they're not playing him this week, if he actually plays Origin now, is he like any chance to back up in round 14? So the more I'm looking at it after this, I'm like, shit, you probably trade him. It is a good draw. Like, they play the Titans in round 12, but I mean, again, if the Broncos win this game against Manly, like, if Walsh isn't 100%, like, surely they don't rush him back for the Titans game. I mean, maybe. It might depend on how they go against Manly this week here, but all of a sudden, you could have Walsh missing 11, 12, and then 13. I mean, if he's playing Origin, is he going to back up? So I'm leaning towards selling him, which again is a fucking just pain in the ass. Like, the goddamn injuries, man. They just keep hitting. And now the question is, do I use a boost? Do I use a boost Or do I just not bring in Semi-Finu this week? Because I was going to bring in Finu. You know, it's not a wasted trade. Liam Henry can do a job, but Finu can cover some very important buys after this first one. Don't need him for the first buy, and then he covers beautifully. So I still like the Finu pickup. He's going to start making a bit of cash. He's still undervalued for what he's pretty much dishing up. Like, he's averaging mid-40s, but he's only priced at 380 with a couple of low scores thrown in there. So he's still a good pickup. Is it worth using a boost? It probably is. I still think just having Finu there is probably the right decision. And then what was the other trade I made? Dylan Brown, obviously. Dylan Brown for Cleary. So that one's locked in. It's just, yeah, it's a matter of... I think it is worth a boost. I think it is. And then it's another tough decision because, I mean, there are a couple of fullbacks for sure. Or do you just go with one of the center wing guns? Which, again, originally, I was probably of that mind to just go with a center wing gun that has good coverage. And there's options. There are many options. Now, if I was going to go... Yeah, we'll activate the boost. Honestly, that's the thing. I don't need to have 2 boosts for the run home, especially because I'm using so many trades anyway. Like, I might not even be able to use 2 boosts at the end. And the thing is, you get extra trades on the buys anyway, so it's not like you need to use a boost on the major buys. Yeah, and I think the Finu play is worth it this week. I know I've said it like multiple times in the past. Getting in Finu wasn't worth a boost, but I don't know. I think it may be. I'm not sold on it though. I'm still not sold on it. But I am leaning towards Walsh being a trade out. I just think it is. And also, like, I'm just the fact that I'm coming from the back, like, I can't really afford to have too many, like, poor weeks. It's not like this is going to make or break the whole week, but it can potentially be a pretty big move either way. But let's have a look. So the fullbacks, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am very tempted to take a punt on Dylan Edwards. Because if he doesn't play Origin, like, Edwards is far and away, I think, probably the best fullback option now at the moment. Without Cleary, he's goal kicking. He's obviously got the base stats. His ceiling isn't... Well, he's had a couple of big games. Nothing crazy. Yeah, he doesn't quite have the ceiling. He's consistent, like, fuck me. He's been bloody good, though. 120, 119, 89, 95, 111, 75. And that was... Yeah, Cleary played the first bit of that game. And obviously, they didn't score many points. And then you got 100 against Para, too. It's just... I don't think the smart decision is not to go him, though. Because, like... If you take away the past, like, Dylan Edwards is the fullback for New South Wales. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think anyone knows apart from Maguire and obviously the staff, but no one actually knows. And I just find it hard to believe he's not going to be there. And for all we know, he could get picked at fucking like 18th man to screw people over. He could get picked on the goddamn wing. Like, I don't think that would happen, but There's been sillier selections in the past, so I don't think I'm gonna go Edwards. I would love to, but I think he's a guy. I mean, he's got 119 break even. He could hit it, but that's his ceiling. So he probably should lose a little bit of cash from 920. So I think Edwards, he's probably a guy, and this is what I'm leaning towards now. Just going a center wing gun, swinging Ero down to fullback, and then if Edwards doesn't make Origin, then if we can, try to get Edwards in as our second gun fullback for round 13. that's sort of what I'm thinking. I mean, any other fullbacks? I mean, Tedesco, he's sort of similar to Edwards. Like if they do pick Edwards and they drop Tedesco, then Tedesco is obviously a great pickup for round 13, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you could just pick up Ruben Garrick. I'm not that keen on Garrick, though. There's no really other fullbacks that I am that keen on. So, I mean, there's a few duels, but we'll look. So let's go swing Ero down. Then we can bring in any centre winger we like. And I don't know who I want. Okay, so Jermaine Asako, obviously very good. He is the most expensive, like barring Manu, but he is more expensive than Manu, so he's the most expensive. He does have a lowish break even. It is lowish, and they're taking on the West Tigers, so he could definitely hit it. The Dolphins, like you do sort of want some Dolphins upside players. There's not many. I mean, that's the thing with the Dolphins. They cover the major buys great, but there's not necessarily that many Dolphins players you want. I mean, Jermaine Asako is, I think, by far the best Dolphin player to target for the buys if you're going to go a Dolphins player. I mean, I did talk about like a pod Herbie Farnworth, but I mean, Asako is the guy. It's just he's had way more like 40s this year. Like he obviously went on that bit of a run there. Because if they got the Tigers, he obviously scored well. Actually, no, he didn't score well against the Tigers last time. The Tigers have actually somewhat been decent defensively, Supercoach-wise, apart from like last week against fucking Best. I think he's on the other side of Naden this week. Is he? I think so. I hope so. I think Naden is going to be up against Farnworth, and Zarko is going to be the other side of the field. I hope. I really hope. I hope he's against Olam's side. Then they have the Warriors. Round 13, they got the Raiders, which isn't... It's not a terrible matchup, but obviously it's not like the best matchup for Origin, because the Raiders aren't going to be missing really anyone, barring like injuries, obviously. Then they miss 14, 15... They get to play the Storm in 16 without all their Origin players. They play 17, they miss 18, they play 19 against the Rabbits, and then back up. Like, Azarko is very good. He definitely is. Ruben Garrick, I'm just fading Garrick, just with the draw. He doesn't play 13. No Tommy. He didn't move to fullback, so I think there's enough doubt there. You wouldn't go Best. He's sort of firmed as potentially going to make Origin now, but also he just hasn't, barring that 120, he hasn't been that good this year. Brian To'o, Origin. I mean, Dom Young is there. And maybe it is just a smart idea. Now that we've got, like, I guess the luxury trade to go just straight to Dom Young, we don't have to spend up to him. He's going to make more money. I know I said it with Sam Walker as well. He's this high upside ceiling guy that you may very well need. He's still only in 15% of teams. It's a lot. Like it's definitely a lot of like the top echelon of players. Negative 31 break even. I mean, if you don't get him this week, it's like pretty much... Well, I mean, it's against the Sharks, so he's not... I mean, he's not going to get another negative score, surely. Surely not. But it's not like a good matchup for him, especially with Manu being out as well. So I don't... If it was like a better matchup, fuck, I'd bring him straight in. But like, it's just the fact that I think he is the right idea though. Like, they play tough game now against the Sharks. Fuck, it's like dude, this is deja vu. This is the legitimate deja vu, right? Because earlier, I mean, we'll just look at it. We'll fucking look at it. He's 150, right? I brought him in as a few people did, not that many, but a few people did. Took the early punt on him. He was going to make a stack of cash. Great buy coverage. Coming up against a very tough matchup the week after, Penrith. Obviously tougher than the Sharks, but the Sharks still should be very tough this week. But yeah, tough matchup. Scored poorly, but that was fine. We'll take it. Then he was meant to have a good matchup against the Doggies. Fucking -15, and then he got suspended. Bro, this is such deja vu. It's a tough matchup this week. You're not expecting him to score that well, especially with Manu being out now. Then he's fucking come up against good matchups with Canberra and then Cowboys. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, you just do it. It's one of those ones I think I should just do it, because at the end of the day, if if history repeats, it would just be very funny for one. But if he does continue to score well, then I'm just gonna be so salty. I'm just gonna it's not gonna be good. It's just gonna be all round bad. So fuck it. You know what? I think you just bring him in. I think you just go. I think you just have to. Oh, just the upside of him. He's a long-term hold, and I was gonna look. This was originally when I brought him in. I thought he was a long-term hold as well. So nothing's changed. It just fucking the time I brought him in first time, he just completely screwed me over. But I still thought back then, and I still think now, he is a legitimate keeper. His scores have been great. Base stats have been pretty good. They've been better than last year, I think. And yeah, they've got good matchups. They cover, obviously round 14, you got to be a little careful of, because he doesn't play and Roosters don't play. But then 15 against Para, 16 against the Dogs. Oh, that's a scary one as well. But yeah, it should be an okay matchup. And then 17 Tigers, 18 Dragons. Just do it. Jesus Christ, just do it. Bring him in. Just bite the bullet. Oh, he better repay. He better repay. And he is still somewhat pottish. A lot of people have got him, but still not crazy. Still not crazy levels of ownership. So I still think it's worth it. I think it is. Yeah. I'm not going to backflip on it. I still think Walsh was a sell, just with the uncertainty now with the injury and now Origin as well. So, looking forward, well, I guess, okay, so the other question, do we still end up using a boost? Now, there's good and bad things, right? So, Liam Henry, we'll just look at the Panthers draw, right? So, he's out this week with a head knock. I guess that's a little worrying that he's missed a couple of games as well, in the last couple of weeks, but Penrith play 13 and 14, which is nice. And the thing I sort of forgot with Penrith, they're not going to be too affected. Well, actually, they are going to be pretty affected, especially the forwards, big minutes. Isaiah Yeo is not going to be there, plays 80 minutes through the middle, and Liam Martin, does he deserve to get picked for Origin? I don't know, probably not, but he probably, I'd be shocked if he wasn't there. So, two big minute forwards going to Origin round 13. If Liam Henry is fit, he's not going to score massive, but you would expect him to play pretty good minutes over the Origin period. So, I guess the only thing with him is that he only plays 13. He doesn't play 16 or 19, so it takes the benefits down a little bit. Obviously, you got the backup games. He may or may not. Back up, I guess. You know what? Fuck it. Fainu, I've been... Fainu has been in and out of the team for the last 5 or 6 weeks, and honestly not going Fainu has worked out beautifully, because something keeps happening to him, and I don't know, you got like Sinbin, he's been moved to the center a couple of times. Like, just things have not gone well. But I think I'm going to stick with Henry for that first bye. Hopefully he's back, Henry. The concussions are a little bit concerning, but we don't use a boost. And then the plan... So I think what we do after this point, Fainu is going to make some money. He will, unless something drastic happens again. But Fainu will make some money. But we have so many back rowers that are going to be not terrible after round 13, but not ideal to keep. So Furmore, actually, like someone else mentioned as well, I apologize, I forgot the name. But they mentioned that obviously the origin period, Dave Fafita is going to be out. So Furmore actually firms as potentially getting more footy. So whether or not he scores that much better, I don't know. But it's potentially a good thing. The Titans they don't play 13, so that's fine. I don't need 13 numbers. He plays 16, 19. So honestly, Furmore is going to be a keeper till 19. Smithies. I know Lane and Smithies sort of balance each other. So Smithies plays 13 and 16. And then Lane plays 13 and 19. So honestly, I could make a decision after round 13. Smithies or Lane. I guess Pierce Paul as well. Fuck, if Pierce Paul continues to stay on the bench, we could trade him. So any one of these three guys could get traded to semi-final, like after round 13 for good coverage for the next couple of buys. So I actually think that's better. And then and the other nice thing about that is that I'll have a dual 2RF in my 2RF, because if we get Finu in the front row, then I've got Curran and Finu just sitting in the front row where I can't actually switch them around. So, you know what? I think this is actually better. Saving a trade and also saving the boost. Yeah. I think that's actually what we want to do. So, now we have to fucking decide what we're going to do with the vice captain. So, who can we even loop? We can loop a front row. And we can loop... Yeah, only the front row. Which is fine, because I don't mind dropping, honestly, Terrell May. Well, we can't drop Curran because he plays first game. But we could drop Terrell May. Okay, so who do we want to vice captain now? We don't really have any good... Do we have any good ones? Because it's got to be before... Yeah, it's got to be before the Roosters game. So we don't have anyone. Gold Coast Knights. Armstrong. You get vice captain Armstrong. Not the worst. There's no Titans players I'd vice captain. Broncos Manly. Don't have any Broncos players. Manly, I've only got no Manly players either. Jesus Christ. I got Brooks, and then Doggies Canberra. Oh, Kiraz. Who would you rather? Vice Captain Kiraz or Vice Captain Armstrong? I don't know. That's a tough one. Probably... They're both pretty good matchups. The Knights against the Titans. I do like the Armstrong play. Probably go Kiraz. I think Kiraz definitely has the highest ceiling. So I think Kiraz vice captain and then captain now. I think it's out of Drinkwater and Holmes. Fuck, that's a tricky one. I went with Drinkwater last week and he did pip Holmes. I do feel like Holmes is going to have a big bounce back. I don't know. It's either one or the two. I think it's either one or the two. Or I guess if Hines plays, then we could just take the coward's way and captain Hines. But I don't love I definitely don't love the captain of Hines, if I'm honest. I think it's a little risky. And then there's no one really else that I'm that keen on. So yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. Obviously there's still guys on the agenda. I mean, Kohler, I guess I'm still somewhat tempted by Kohler, but I don't think I'm going to go Kohler. I'm going to wait, and then he could be a pickup after round 14, depending how long Tommy is out. But we'll see what happens there. I can see Kohler doing pretty well against the Bronx this week, and also potentially against the Storm, but that's all right. We can't take too many risk on this. So the sit starts, I think. Put Drinkwater to start just because we might captain him. So Kale Ero. I mean, we could sit Ero against the Roosters. His base is so good though. We could though. We could. Who are we going to definitely play? It's a bit all over the shop. I mean, I'm going to play... Who are the Eels playing again? Melbourne? Probably don't play Lane. Because I'll play Taylor May against the Warriors. I don't know. I think I've got to play him. I played him like every week. He's gone well a couple of times, but I've copped so many like 40s. High 30s, low 40s that I think I have to play him. I just have to. I can't have him on the bench and he scores a couple of tries and fucking just breaks my heart. So we got to play Taylor May. Lucky Galvin against the Dolphins. I do like Galvin. Oh man, this is a tough week for it. Am I really not going to play Smithy's Lane? We're not going to play Brayley. We're not playing Hughes. Pierce Paul. God, oh my God. Please, for the love of God, can Pierce Paul on game day come into the starting side? Please come into the starting side, because against the Titans, it's such a good matchup. And I mean, 80-minute Pierce Paul, like he's an absolute keeper. Oh, I'm just hoping he comes in. If he comes in, obviously, he's straight away going to be one of my plays. But at the moment, I'll lean off it. Smithies, I mean, he's very solid 50-pointer. Sean Lane, I don't know. The Storm is a little weak on the edge. Luke Brooks. I mean, no, I guess we got to play... that's right. I guess like I said, I guess we'll start Brooks. In place of Hines. If we do that though, we can't captain Hines if he does play. Oh, it's a little nerve-wracking. Oh man. Oh shit. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just pray that we get confirmation. I'm honestly for footy sense, I'm hoping Hines plays, because obviously it should be a great game and you want the best players playing this one. But for Supercoach, I'm actually hoping Hines gets ruled out, because I've got cover and I don't need him to play. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. If he's not ruled out by the Manly game, Am I going to play Brooks? Then I can't captain Hines? I think that's fine, because surely the Cowboys are going to bounce back, right? Surely the Cowboys are going to hit back against the Rabbitohs. Hines, he's just so dangerous. Even against the Roosters they've put on a couple of scores, but I still don't think their defense has been that good. Like they've leaked some pretty soft tries, and I don't know. I'll make a decision fucking tomorrow afternoon, depending what happens with Hines. We'll see. Yeah. For now, I think Taylor May and Blaze Talangi, I'm going to lock in as plays. I mean, Talangi, it's a pretty tough matchup against the Storm, but I don't know. I think I think you got to play him for the upside. I think playing at fullback, he's going to score at least pretty good. Kale Ero, I think we just lock Ero in as well. His base is too good. Like, his base is actually too good. And he'll be coming up against Punga instead of Joey Manu this week. So, I don't... Yeah, will he? Yeah, I guess that's the other thing with Dom Young. I was talking about it before as well in the last video that he'll be coming up against Ronnie Mulatalo, which, I mean, Ronnie can make a few bad decisions, but for the most part is pretty good defensively. So I think... Again, fuck, it's so deja vu. Like, Dom Young's probably going to score, like, low this week. He just will, right? He just fucking will. But, okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. And then... yeah, but I don't mind the Eero play against that side of the field. Yeah, we'll play Eero, Talangi, May, and then I guess we'll drop Galvin if Hines is playing. Or fuck, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Or I could chicken out on someone like a Talangi and play just like a Sean Lane for the safe 50 points. 40 to 50 and hope for a bit of attack. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. It's changed a bit. I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, the Walsh injury is just annoying because he was going to be a great play this week, dude. Like, he's not that highly owned, so it's a bit of a fucking disaster. But I think trading him it's the go. And then coming up, we'll obviously decide what we're going to do with our second fullback. We'll probably make that decision in round 13, I'm guessing. Like, either do we bring in Edwards? Do we bring in Tedesco? Do we go for like a Latrell Mitchell? There's a few options, obviously. Or you could go with you can go with Zarko as well. Is Zarko dual, or is he just centre wing this year? I don't know. We'll have a look. But we got options coming up for round 13 and beyond. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the little pre-lockout video. We now have fucking 850k in the bank. I don't know. Fuck, maybe I should. Oh, before we sign out, fuck, who am I wanting to upgrade? We got so much money. It feels wrong to have that much money just sitting there. Like, it's a waste. But I mean, fullbacks, I can't go Edwards. I just can't. I can't go Edwards. Yeah, there's no other real fullbacks I want. Like, I don't want to really go Latrell. I don't really love that. I mean, I think he'll score. Like I said the other week, I think he'll score pretty well still, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't really love any of the fullbacks. The centre wing, I mean, yeah, I could. But again, trading out Taylor May, Taylor May's the only guy I'd trade out, right? Because if we look, obviously bringing in Dom Young, we're obviously holding him. Val Holmes, Kiraz, Armstrong, Talangi, and Gagai is going to make money. So I'm not going to trade out Gagai. Taylor May's the only guy I would trade out, but then there's no one to bring in this week. Joey Manu's injured. Zach Lomax on a bye. I mean, Ronnie Mulatalo is tempting, but yeah, he's got a 70 break even, so it's not anything crazy. He's not going to make a bunch of cash. It's a couple of tough matchups for Ronnie as well. So I'm not that keen on Mulatalo. I don't mind him at the back. The back, fuck. Looking at the Sharks, when would you want to bring him in though? Maybe it's a bit tricky, but if you brought him in for like 15 or even like round 14, if you needed an extra number, you could do it 14. So 14, 15. He doesn't play 16. It's a little bit annoying, but that's fine. He plays 17 against the Dogs, 18 against the Titans, 19 Tigers. Doesn't play 20, but then the draw for the run home is so good. So I don't mind Ronnie later. Jermaine Asako, he is just centre wing. Again, I could bring him in, but like again, Taylor May's going to make money. Azarko's got a pretty high-ish break even. I sort of expect he could go off, but I don't know. I've just been a little bit. He's had a couple of big scores, Azarko, but I still think you're paying a little bit overs for him, which is fine. I've got the money, and then Garrick, I don't want to go Garrick. I mean, his break even's not too high, but the Broncos, again, this isn't like necessarily a real bad matchup with the injuries, but then Melbourne, bye, Penrith. I mean, honestly, I'd love to pick up Garrick in round 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. That's the time. Round 15 for Garrick is the time to get him. It's just a matter of if we can sort of afford him at that time. And then there's no one really else that... I mean, Kohler is... I guess, Talatau, Kohler... Cobbo playing fullback, but he'll be playing Origin. Dane Gagai... he's under a bit of an injury cloud, and he hasn't quite gone on like I thought he might with the goal. His goal kicking's good, but it's nothing crazy, and obviously they're not scoring like 30 points a game, so it's not necessarily like a huge boost. I mean, Kohler, I guess, is the other guy, but I don't think it's worth going Kohler. Fuck, was I looking at the wrong... I think I was looking at the wrong break even. I was looking at the projected. But Kohler, like Garrick, I mean, if Kohler can just sort of hold his price, go up a little bit in the next couple of weeks, and then if he is like locked in for the fullback spot for another... Like if he's locked into like the next couple of buys, fuck, I'd love to bring him in. But it sort of depends how long... Tommy's out, so I just don't think I'm going to go early on Kohler. I think just holding Taylor May is the way to go. But what was I was looking at the wrong break even. What is Ronnie's? Yeah, Ronnie's is 111, not 69. 111 break even. I don't know why I thought the little number was the break even, but yeah, he's got a huge break even. Jermaine Sarko, he's got... Okay, it's pretty similar. 66 break even. He'll probably... I mean, Azarko's either going to smash his break even or he's going to get like 40 points. So there's no... It's like no in between with Azarko. You don't know. Ruben Garrick, he's got a 95 break even. He could hit it for sure. But yeah, I think honestly, it seems wrong to save this much cash, but I don't think it's worth using a boost, and there's no players I really want. I mean, Fanil Blake would be nice, but again, I think just getting Fanil Blake after round 13 is the way to go. Hughes is going to be important. Henry could be okay. The back row, I mean, I'll have another look at the back row quickly, but I don't think there's really any back rowers that I want unless I was going to go for feeder, which at this, it's just far too late. It's far too late to go for feeder. I wish I went him a few weeks ago like some people did, but I just didn't, and it's just not worth it now. Hamoli, he's back, but surely he's going to play Origin. I mean, Cam McInnes has been fucking pretty good, but just not that keen. Bryn Nickera, tough matchup this week. Yeah, it's not worth using. It's not worth using a boost, I don't think. So I'm just gonna hold. I think I'm gonna hold fucking 800, and it's good. I mean, holding 850, it's not ideal, but it's good for the coming weeks because obviously looking for round 13, if Edwards doesn't make Origin, he's going to be very expensive. But I would love to bring him in if I could, and also Joey Manu if he's playing fullback. And also just in general, I think Manu is turning into like almost a must-have. Like he's just, I don't know, he's just doing way better than he has previous years, even at centre. Like he's getting a lot more attack, getting his hands on the footy more consistently, I would say. So I think Manu and Edwards are like the big targets for round 13, but they are very expensive. And even like an Azarko, if we don't end up going like an Edwards, I'd love to get like a Zarko and a Manu. So there's some big money to spend, so I don't hate just holding for a little bit and then being able to go big for round 13. Could be a big week, so I think that's what we're going to do. I just have to remember Brooks is starting at the moment and Hines is not reserved. I just hope that we get some confirmation before the first game. I really, really hope. I don't know, but I hope so. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Not much else to talk about. I rambled on for a good length of time. It's just easy to talk Supercoach. It's always good fun. But I don't know. I think I'm still set up pretty well. The trades are looking a little bit scary, but that's okay. I still think going Kiraz Vice is what I'm going to do. I think he's the most likely to go big. I mean, I still don't mind Armstrong. I could see myself shift to Armstrong. The Titans have obviously been a lot better, but I mean, they got 2 dummy halves defending in the halves, so maybe lacking a little bit of speed. Armstrong could cause some damage. He looked dangerous last week. He could have got 100 plus, but bombed a try. Or a try assist, so we'll decide that, but I do like either Kiraz or Armstrong, I think, and then captain, then we have to decide either captain Holmes, Drinkwater, or Hines if he's playing, and there's a bit of moving parts, so hopefully I don't forget to do shit when the weekend's on, but we'll see. Hopefully guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.